Well, good morning, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, as well as you ladies, here at the Red Brick House on Joe Boo's day job. It's Monday. I thought we were actually going to go home today, but my wife is like, might as well stay and do some more work and stuff on it. We had our get together this past yesterday for game day, and really cooked and had, let's see how many people I had. One, two, three, four, five, six people over, and we did our big sub. I did some chicken pasta, chicken wings and things. Had a nice time. Everybody thought the house looked great. We still have a bunch of work to do. And come December, my wife is gonna have, or we're gonna have, a sibling party for my in-laws and their brothers and sisters and things like that. So we're looking at about 20 people having over for dinner. So we've got some more work to do to get ready for that. Basically, we'll take the front room there and we'll end up putting like 4 tables around, so that way we can have everybody sitting in there, and I'll be cooking and serving for the 20 people and stuff. So we do have some more work to do. I want to try and get this front room, the other front room, sanded out and finished up as well. So I'm going to be working on getting space down in the cellar. I've got that one retaining wall. If I build that retaining wall up there, I can make like a workbench and like a storage unit, so that way we can keep stuff down in there. It'll be more climate controlled, of course, because it's in the cellar than if it were outside in the shed. So I'm going to work on that probably sometime this week so we can get everything out of there. We've got the old dresser of my mother's that I want to get sanded out and finished so we can actually use that. And I have these doors that I made last week that I hadn't had a chance. I've got the first one here that I'm planing it and making sure it's going to fit. Got my hinges on here. We're going to hang this out today. And as you can see, it's really windy today. Now it's going to be about 75 today. Tomorrow it's only going to be like 50, and I think only 42 on Wednesday. So the temperature's going to drop. Another one of those things, or a couple things I need to do as well, will be, I do have this window right here that I need to finish getting totally installed. I don't have the stop moldings and stuff in here, so I'll get that put in so that way it'll be more weatherproof, and I need to actually get the glazing on here so that way that wind's not cutting through here. And the back door, I need to get the weather stripping on that as well. So a couple of things right there to really get working on. I've got my charcuterie board that I want to get done. Look at that, the wind's blowing, literally blowing my hair done. So we'll keep on working and pounding away and trying to get more and more stuff done. Probably will get, I need about 20 more. I spent a lot of paver stones in here to get this thing together, but I love how it's come out. Having the canopy over here, once I get the rest of the paving stones, and I still have some more gravel on the truck, get the paving stones all in here, I'll be able to bolt this down to the ground. We'll be able to put the grill in here and any other barbecue stuff. You've got the canopy underneath of it while you're grilling. This will be fantastic to have out here. And it will also, too, now unfortunately the weather is changing, it frees the deck, so that way you could put a couple of tables out here. You can use this space out here as well to have a couple of tables and things, so that way you could entertain more people. All right, so we're inside, and we finally, look at that. We got that door hung. We got one of them. We got to touch up the paint a little bit, but that's going to be, that makes it look so much better when you walk through and now you see a door hung up there. My beautiful bride is, the door that goes right here is being worked on right here. She's sanding this to get ready to paint it. So I've already got the hinge support spots put on there and planed it to fit. Okay. That's a crazy number.
That's
Scan?
working.
Oh, okay. Anyway, we got this door. You can see I made it out of the pine. The panels are pine. The rest of this is actually out of poplar for the frame. Bought some 5/4 wood, made these. Now these are similar to the ones that we have over here. They're a little bit different, not exactly, but they're definitely the flow of what we're putting in the house. So we're going to get these doors up so that way we'll be able to, once I put the locks in here, be able to isolate this room when we go through and sand the floors out. And we're going to be working on creating space to put all the stuff that's in here to get it out of the way. One other thing we're going to be doing in here too is I'm going to be framing around the ductwork that's right here and putting some drywall up on here so we can put some shelves. That'll be one of the places that we'll be able to use for storage to help us get some of the stuff out of here, out of the way. So definitely making some progress this morning. And it's kind of crazy because it's windy. It's windy and it's kind of hot right now out here. But the temperature tonight's going to drop down into the 40s. So it's going to be about a 30-degree drop. So I'm guessing that this is the front that's moving through and it's cold air behind it. And it's definitely blowing my hair all over the place. What up, people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I appreciate you guys. So, you know, this red brick house, I'm kind of borrowing it. It's not really mine. It really belongs to everybody who's been a part of this place. So I'm just the caretaker right now. And of course, one of my favorite people has come by, and she's got a gift for us. Take a look at this. This is, you think you got a hard ironing clothes? This had to go on the fire. This thing is, oh my God, this thing must weigh 6 pounds. It's 6 pounds, so we can do workouts with it. But they hung this over the fire to get hot so they could iron clothes. Now what's cool is our friend Marvine, her grandmother, who was 106 that just passed this past year, we ended up getting her wooden ironing board. It's wooden, yeah, it's made out of wood. So I appreciate this so much.
Oh,
look at this.
welcome.
So we have so many different pieces, like the mason jars from my mom. We've got an old radio, actually from my mom too, pieces we found. So this place will be kind of like a museum.
Nice.
So you can stop by and see this at any time.
I certainly will.
And I'm actually going to go look at her dad's workshop, and we're going to get some wood and maybe some old tools. Maybe. Well, here we have it. We have our patio, and we actually have a way I can actually back my truck right here beside this, which is great. So we could actually put 2 cars up in there. I do have some gravel left over, so I'm going to put that up here for us to be able to drive on. But this is definitely a major improvement. I put sand, of course, in here. I'm going to take the tamper and tamp it down so that way it fills in the joints. But you can see how nice that's going to look out here. This is going to be great. So the weather's bad, I can come out here and grill, keep the sun off me and stuff. We get extra space here if we want to put extra chairs and stuff. It's a real nice entranceway once we get all this cleaned up, raked up and stuff, and get grass growing. Man, it's going to be really, really good. It's going to freeze, maybe not tonight, but tomorrow night. But I've got my power washer. I'm going to go ahead and wash the deck here one time because it'll be frozen in the future and I won't get a chance to. But I am definitely loving how this has come out. I want to get some topsoil at some point and basically blend the topsoil even in here and get it good for growing grass. I think we're going to get some rain tonight, so I would want to get this stuff squared away sooner than later. You know, sometimes you do stuff and it's just like, wow, you really begin to dig it. So now I've actually power washed the deck a little bit. It's not perfect, but I wanted to get some of that done before it gets cold. It's going to be actually like, I think 22 degrees Wednesday night, so everything's going to freeze up. It'll be a hard freeze. But I've gone through and I've power washed this lightly on the pavers. I still need to put the sand on it, tamp it all down so it fills up all the joints. But this is all right. So we've been at work, you know, getting some stuff squared away. You can feel the air temperature is really going down right now, and it's going to get really cold. Actually, I think it's going to be 22 will be the low Wednesday night. So we're definitely going to be checking this place out to see how well it works in the cold. But I've got all my pavers down in here now. I've got to bolt down the canopy piece. Now the good thing is the wind's been gusting pretty good today. It hasn't taken off. This thing is actually very, very heavy. But we want to make sure it doesn't walk off with somebody, although it would be difficult because you can't just pick this thing up with one person and it's so big. But we power washed the deck to get it cleaned up, and I think the brick pavers with the gray on the decking, and then you see the red, that the colors and everything come out really good. And of course my wife's got some plants from my sister-in-law's house. She brought her plants in for the winter and she doesn't have enough space for it, so she's like, can you babysit some of my plants? So we said sure, no problem. Another cool thing, this place is becoming really a collection of a lot of different things. Hey, how are we doing? Doing great. It's become a collection of a lot of things. So this is an old dresser that belonged to one of my ancestors. My mom painted on top of what was originally painted, and it peeled. So I'm actually using some citrus strip. Now the good thing about citrus strip is it's non-toxic. It does smell kind of like an old house, but it's non-toxic. So I put some on about an hour ago, and what they say is, you know, wait at least 30 minutes and up to 24 hours to scrape it. So it's actually been maybe about an hour, but I'm seeing that it's actually doing, look at this, it's actually getting that first layer and down into the second off of there real good. So this will be actually nice to strip this down to the original wood and get this refinished, and we'll be using this up in my bedroom. So that's cool. Now, because it is actually getting cold, I've gone through and I've put a bubbled seal around the door because we don't want all that cold air. There was a pretty good sized gap that went around. I need to adjust this just a little bit more. Right in here you can see the light. That's why I came out here, to see if we see any light. We want to make sure it's nice and snug in here, so that way the air won't be able to blow through it. Definitely keep the energy efficiency a lot better. There's, you know, we've got insulation like in these walls and things, but you know, you can only do so much with an old house unless we change the original windows and stuff like this. Single pane glass in here, so we want to make sure that we get all of the seals and stuff around the door as tight as possible to help us. But thus far, it hasn't been bad. It has not been bad in the house as far as the heating and cooling thus far, but we haven't had the extreme of cold yet, so we're going to find out in the next couple of days. So I'm going to go out here and adjust this, and then I need to do one more window with window weights in it, so that way I can get that one sealed up, and then we should be good for the night.